Hey, it's David Bombal here back at Cisco. No, seriously, I'm in David Bombal's booth at Cisco Live. He's such a big deal, they give him a booth. He's got his name right here. He is glassed in. He's kind of how did this happen, David?
It's been a long journey, Chuck. You know how old I am and how long I've been doing this.
Yes. So this video is going to be about, I guess, mine and your relationship and how we kind of got here. But I wanted to focus on you because your story is very interesting. Now, we're not going to go back to like South Africa, David, because David actually is South African. And then you moved to England.
That's right.
So now you're kind of a hybrid, kind of
That's
a
right.
mutt.
That's exactly right.
But we will go back far enough to like understand your influencer journey because it's kind of weird to be 51 to be an influencer, huh?
It is weird, right? It is weird.
I think it's going to be fascinating.
It's different. It's a rat race, I can say that. For anyone who wants to become a so-called influencer or YouTuber, you've said it in other interviews that we've had, it's reps. And you've got to constantly make content. And that can be hard, especially as you get older. But I think it's really rewarding. What's great for me, and you know this, when people stop you and they thank you for the content that you've created, that means so much.
Yeah, it absolutely does. It's life-changing. And what I want to know about you, David, is actually let's drop into it because we've been friends for a while. People probably have seen us work together, but it's been a minute. So like they probably
It's been a while since we've done something recently.
I think they're very surprised when they see us together.
Yeah,
like
they don't realize we know each other.
Yeah, they're like, oh my gosh, two in one place. But like, no, like we've been friends for a long time. So
and you've helped me so many times over the years. So yeah.
Same. So let's tell your story. Let's go back in the archives. It was actually you who reached out to me, and I want to know why. Let's break it down. Let's go back in time.
So if I remember right, and you can correct me because you're younger than me, I created a course called the Cool iOS Commands, and it was like a whole bunch of iOS tricks and stuff. And you were like, at that time, our channels were really small. I can't remember, like 40,000 or something like that, really long time ago. And you were talking about this course. And then I reached out to you and said, Chuck, thanks so much for mentioning my course. Really appreciate it. And then we started chatting. I think that's where it started, if I remember right.
Yeah. So actually, it was a number of your courses. So David, are you still the Udemy king? Can we still say that?
No, I don't think you can say that. I'm still on Udemy, but I think there's a lot of much bigger people on Udemy now.
But not as good. So back in the day, so I was just coming up as like an influencer, if you want to call it that. And one way you make money is with affiliate.
Yeah.
So Udemy had a great affiliate program, and David's courses, CCIE, I think at that time you'd done a Python automation thing.
That's right.
And you had your iOS commands. Like he just had like 15 million courses, and they were the top courses. They were good courses. So I'm like, I'm just going to put it on like, an affiliate link on my YouTube video, and people it was popping off.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you reached out to me because you
That's
saw
right.
that.
I saw what you were doing.
I was pushing some traffic to you.
You know what was interesting? I've seen this with a number of people. When I saw some of your videos, because they were showing on YouTube, and I said, this guy's going to be really big. Because you could see even in those days, your content was really good.
Oh, I appreciate that. And it's very hard to tell that back in the day because they were bad. You must have an eye.
I saw your first video compared to what you're doing today. And I think that's an encouragement for everyone. Your first video isn't as bad as my first video.
True.
My first video didn't have any audio on it.
It's just a packet tracer lab just frozen.
It was, I think it was the VPN config generator or something that I created, some software. And I just was showing how the interface worked, but without audio, no face. It was really bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It was bad.
And then I remember you reached out to me, and I went to go look at your YouTube channel, and I'm like, who's this guy? Like, I don't know what he looks like. There's no face.
That's right.
I think even your Udemy course was all faceless.
That's right. But it's an encouragement for everyone, right? Because I think a lot of people today, it depends on who you are and what generation you are, perhaps. Some people are not comfortable on camera. I don't know if you agree about this, right? But if you're too shy to put your face on camera, then just record a faceless video. They can still do well.
We're seeing, a YouTuber that kicks my butt is Fireship.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great. Does not show his face.
That's exactly
I've seen his face one time, and that was because another YouTuber did a documentary about him.
Yeah.
That dude is killing it. So yeah, and I've seen his setup. His setup is a little crappy desktop, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't
and
do
his content
anything
is
else.
amazing.
His content's amazing.
So that's the thing, I think there's so many opportunities to, we've said it before, you've said it many times, be authentic, be yourself, and create the content that you enjoy. If I can do it, then anyone can do it.
It's true. No, but it's true. It's true for both. And I'm kidding because like David sells himself short. you're a CCIE. Like,
Yeah.
what? Actually, maybe we do have to go back. Just tell me a little, like, TLDR story about how you got into Cisco, CCIE. 30 seconds. Go.
Okay, I don't know if I can do it in 30 seconds, but yeah, I was living in England and I decided to go back to South Africa to study. And long story short, I met my wife there. I started studying Cisco stuff because I saw Cisco was going to be important. So I went to South Africa to go and like learn about Cisco because it was cheaper than the UK because I was self-funding in those days. So I went and got my CCNA, and through that I managed to make contacts. And I got a job like in a Cisco training partner, and I managed to get my CCIE in South Africa in 2003. In those days, it was bad, man. I remember sitting in South Africa, and the link to the lab was I think in Brussels, and there was like a 2-second delay on the link. So I had to type the commands in Notepad and then paste them into the routers, switches and routers, because the link was so slow to get my lab done in time. So yeah, good times in the old days.
That's hilarious. Like, you're taking a network exam designed to help you solve those problems.
Yep.
It's like, this is the crappiest thing.
So yeah, I got my CCIE 2003, long time ago, over 20 years now.
Wow. And you're emeritus now, right? What
Yes.
does that mean?
It basically means you don't have to keep doing like a recert every year. So after 10 years, you don't have to do it, and after 20 years, you're like lifetime. Because after 10 years, you have to pay, unless it's changed recently, you have to pay a fee to keep it. But after 20 years, you don't have to pay and you don't lose it.
Okay.
So it's for old people like me.
Dude, I want to get there. I would love to get the CCIE.
You should do it. Amongst the million other things that you're doing.
I know. I miss other promises I've made I haven't delivered on. But this is not about me. It's about you. How do you keep shifting it back? Stop it.
I like to interview.
I know. We both kind of like get back in that realm. So, okay. CCIE.
So what CCIE did at those days, it opened a lot of doors. So I wanted to move back to the UK, but I didn't have a British passport. But CCIE opened the doors. So I always recommend getting a CCNA, CCNP, CCIE, because in my life, it opened many, many doors. So basically, it was a way that I could move to the UK and get a job there. So CCIE is what opened the doors.
Wow.
The problem, and people in different parts of the world might relate to this. If I get it, I have a degree, but that degree isn't recognized in the UK. So it's like my degree was kind of worthless, but my CCIE is what opened all the doors.
Wow.
So that's why I think networking certs like Cisco cert are so amazing, because it's recognized worldwide. You can go to any country in the world, it's the same cert, and it can open doors for you.
That's so true. And I love that story because, like, the debate is always degrees, certifications. But for you, I mean, you had both. Your degree did not matter. In fact,
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't open anything because it wasn't recognized.
So
CCIE is what opened the doors for me to move to the UK, and I've been in the UK for a long time now.
yeah.
So
yeah.
it's funny because some people think I've got a British accent, which is hilarious because every Brit will tell you I don't. And then like some people realize I've got a South African accent.
Yeah, I know everyone I know is like, oh, you're British. Like, no, he's got a little South African in him. Don't worry. I mean, a lot, obviously, but now you're a teacher though. Like you weren't like, you were an engineer for a while, but now you're a teacher. How did that happen from CCIE to instructor? Give me that kind of.
Yeah, so I in South Africa I was teaching, and then when I came to the UK I had an engineering role. So I was working on one of the networks I worked on was a worldwide network, like I think it was 50 countries or something. But I wasn't really happy where I was, so I was looking for another job, and I was going back a bit. I was offered a job at AOL, so I could go work at AOL, like huge ISP in those days, or I could go back to training. So my wife and I still remember, I asked her, like, should I go back to training, do my own thing, like start my own business? Because I couldn't get a full-time job. I had to become a contractor and like teach in-person classes, or I could go and get a full-time job at AOL. So obviously there was security in that, but I'd be flying around Europe a lot. And my wife said, no, take the do your own thing. So that's how I started getting back into training. And then because I'm a CCSI as well, or was in those days, so Cisco certified instructor. So I went back into training, and for many years I trained like voice over IP. So I'm so old. I mean, I remember getting into Call Manager like 3.0, like the very, very early call managers. I was training on that, or teaching people voice over IP in those days. So I did a lot of training in the UK for many years. But as you know, YouTube picked up, Udemy and other platforms picked up, and classroom training became less relevant, for lack of a better word, or less popular. And then, like you, just started migrating into like online training. I remember selling DVDs with training material on.
You sold DVDs?
I did.
Okay, well, I feel like we're skipping steps here. Okay, first of all, AOL, that would have been a cool gig.
It would have
but
been.
Also, I disagree with the future security. I mean, not around anymore. Okay, walk me through. You became an instructor at CCSI, which I know you were probably doing like classes, and it's probably for Cisco or at least a training partner.
Yeah, training partners.
How did you finally decide to go off on your own and create your own content? Like, what was that decision like?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly why. I just saw the future, and I saw like the problem with if you train a classroom or in a classroom environment, you're selling your time. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that I think people need to realize if you want to become like a business person versus like working in a job. You're either selling your time, but there's only 24 hours in a day, and you can only sell yourself, for lack of a better word, that many times to a training partner and train so many courses. But if you make your own content, the upside is unlimited. So, I mean, I've done lots of things over the years. I wrote software as well. So there's one of my famous pieces of software that, I mean, people are really old might recognize it, but that's many years ago. I wrote software called the VPN config generator. And I remember someone telling me they were charging their client £2,000 a day for like 4 days of contract or 2 days of contracting, I think it was. So let's say $2,000 to keep the maths easy, or math for you, Chuck. So let's say they were charging like 2 days of $2,000 a day, and they had the VPN up in 30 seconds using my software. So
wow,
I wrote the software with all kinds of VPNs. So I was selling that years and years ago.
So you were doing network automation before it was a thing.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Many years ago. Yeah, so it was basically a piece of software. You click on a button and boom, your config was generated. You paste in both routers or firewalls, Pixers in those days, and the VPN was up.
Wow.
So yeah,
okay.
I was selling software, and then I recorded training material like CCNA content, and I used to sell that. DVDs, posting it.
So you recorded CCNA content, put it onto DVDs. Now, okay, I have to know, like, how did that idea come into your brain? Like, did you like see other companies doing the DVD thing? And you're like, okay, I'll try that business model.
Yeah, so you know CBT Nuggets because you work there.
Yes.
So CBT Nuggets has been around for years, right? So they were doing CCNA training and obviously lots of other training. So I mean, they were an inspiration. There were lots of training companies in those days. Well, let me rephrase. There wasn't lots of companies. There were a few companies that were doing training. CBT is one of the most famous ones.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do my own thing, so I started doing training. There was a company in the US that it's like drop shipping type scenario, if lack of a better word. But basically, you could give them your videos, and then they would write the DVDs and ship it to a customer.
That is. Do you still have those DVDs? Do you have any one?
No.
Oh, that would be so. You could sell those, man. Those would be
like relics from the dark ages.
Did you have like a logo on there? Like,
yeah, of course.
Do you still have that?
I don't think I've got any of those.
Oh, come
left.
on! You gotta dig this up for me. I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now.
That's funny.
That sounds.
But then, like, obviously, the world changed, right? So it was shipping DVDs is expensive and it's a lot of hassle, and it didn't work so well. And then it became easier just to like put it on a website and stream it. So obviously, streaming became the next thing. So yeah, I've been doing this stuff for a while. So like DVDs, then like streaming, and then obviously YouTube. But Udemy changed a lot of things for me. Udemy was amazing.
So you went from DVDs to like your own website, and you're just hosting it yourself?
Yeah, I never really got into that. It was like more about like it's been a long time, Chuck. It was more like I think it was Udemy that kicked it off, and YouTube. I don't think I really did like a proper. I didn't do like a proper streaming service.
Okay.
But streaming became a thing.
So you hopped on Udemy, and I mean, I imagine like you put your course up. When did you start seeing success? I mean, I'm sure you posted it and you're like refresh.
I know.
When am I getting a purchase?
Took a while, but yeah. I mean, I've mentioned this many times to you and many people who watch me. Ride the waves. Look at what's coming and ride the waves. And I was very fortunate to get into Udemy in the very early days. So there wasn't a lot of content, a lot of trainers in this niche. So I was one of the first. So it wasn't long. And then I remember, I think the first month I made $10. And then it was like $20. And then it took a while. But like I'll have to go look at the figures. But like 6 months or a year later, it started growing. And my whole thing, I was still training classroom-based courses. My whole thing was like, and I think you agree, and you did this. I advise you to do this as well when you moved from like full-time job to doing YouTube.
Yes.
make sure that you have enough revenue coming in from your side gig before you quit your job. So I like, okay, if I can just get 1 day of equivalent income, that's a good start. And then 2 days, and then just wait. And then when it hit like 21 days, then I quit.
Okay. That's exciting. And by the way, what David's saying was advice I took a lot of. Like, we were each other's counselor many, many times.
Yeah, many times.
2-3 hour calls, even with the time difference. And he is the reason that I am my own business now. Like, you are.
I wouldn't take all the glory for that, but I helped you in a little bit.
I mean, you were one of the main voices. I still remember. You probably didn't know this, but I was sitting in a hot tub on a road trip with you on the phone, being like, David, I don't know what I'm doing. I want to go on my own, and you coached me through it, and here we are. Okay, so let's keep breaking you down. Let's figure out David. So you're on Udemy, things start taking off. What made you want to get on YouTube? I mean, because this is one thing I want to give you credit for. You're so good at. You are good at seeing the trends and riding the waves. You always seem to see them too. Like, I'm always like watching, like, what's David about to do? Because you're pretty good at that. You're like a seer. What made you get on YouTube?
So I think I posted my first video in 2008.
Wow.
It's like a long time ago. I'd have to, you can put it on the screen. I don't know. I can't remember the exact date. I was just posting random stuff. YouTube was never really important. It was Udemy, because I was a trainer, not a YouTuber. So like an instructor. So Udemy was my core business, if you like. And then YouTube was just fun. But then YouTube started gaining traction, right? YouTube became more and more important, and I saw that kind of thing. And then I started taking it more seriously and started like, okay, I'll do more YouTube now. And then it started picking up a lot. And we met around that time, I think.
At the time.
You helped me.
Yeah, at the time, you had more subscribers than I did.
Which is hilarious.
No, it's not that fun. I mean, we're neck and neck. I mean,
not now.
It's
not now. You're too kind.
But yeah, when you messaged me, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy I've been like selling courses for, he's reaching out to me. This is cool. I wonder what it's going to be like. And I think we must have, was it an email or did we jump on a call?
I think we did email first, and then we spoke very soon after that. And it was, I don't know if you remember, one of the biggest connections we had is we had both read the 4-Hour Work Week, and we thought we were going to work 4-hour weeks, and we never did that.
That's kind of been our like. That was why we had therapy. We were trying to buy into Tim Ferriss's like 4-hour work week thing. Like, oh, we're always stressed.
We're gonna do it.
No, we're not. No. I'm too wise now. We're not gonna do it.
Yeah. So we spoke about the 4-hour work week and a bunch of other things. And people some people know we're both Christians, so we have a lot in common. So there's a lot of stuff that in common with both of us. 4-hour work week. We both wanted to like do something interesting. And I think it was right from the beginning, there were things where we could help one another.
Yes.
And we could encourage each other. Because people who don't do YouTube don't always realize the pain behind the scenes, because it looks glorious in the front, but it's not. And I mean, you could encourage me and I could encourage you, and like both advise one another. So right from the very beginning, there weren't many networking YouTubers in those days.
No, I think it was me and you. Like that was about it. They're like, and now there's plenty, and I love that. I mean, it's weird. Like, we're the old guys, and now they're coming up. Like, we were just talking to Alexis, and she's a star. She's awesome.
Yep.
And it's just cool to see people coming up behind us. Now, we have tried to work together and do some fun things many, many times.
We have, but we're too busy.
We're too busy. But I want to talk about first, like, you came at me not only just to like hang out and talk, but you wanted me to like make courses with you. Why didn't that pan out in the beginning?
I can't remember. Why was it, Chuck?
It's because I took the job with CBT Nuggets.
That's it. Yeah. That's
yeah.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember now.
They locked me in.
I wanted you to make courses with me. That's correct. But then you had that full-time job and you weren't allowed to.
Yes.
And then by the time you left CBT Nuggets, YouTube was so big it wasn't worth it. You had to do YouTube at that time.
Actually, I don't think so. I think what happened was, we spent all the time I was at CBT Nuggets, we would chat all the time, and I kept saying, oh man, David, I think I could make so much more money and have a bigger impact if we partnered together. And you kept telling me over and over and over, and I'm like, fine, I'll do it. And this is when COVID happened. And then I think we did plan to do stuff together, and that's where we had the amazing success, as successful as AOL, This Is IT.
We did that.
Explain This Is IT.
This was you and I trying to do collaboration. But I think that in those days, we were both new to what we were doing. And it was difficult, right? We did some good stuff, but
Yeah.
I think and I'm sure you have this as well, right? Many people want to work with you, many people want to collaborate with you, but it's so difficult to get to everything. And you have a big family. I have kids. You just don't have the time. And I think we were so concentrated on our own YouTube stuff and the other things that we were doing that we could never like pull it off, which is sad.
It is sad. And part of me still wishes that we would have tried.
We should have.
I think we had two big problems. One was that the name was terrible. This is IT. How are you going to search that? The SEO was nuts. And you relied on me for that name. What a dumb thing I did. Oh my gosh. And the second thing is, like we were too busy. And also YouTube is kind of a fun thing.
Yep.
Explain to me why you keep doing YouTube. Because from what I remember, it was equally stressful and fun. But walk me through that. How do you feel about it?
What now?
Yeah. Your feelings initially over the years and where you're at now.
I think you've hit it on the head. It's a lot of fun. It's a dopamine hit when a video does well, right? Like 1 out of 10.
Woo, nothing better.
We've spoken about that many
Yes.
times. It's like 1 out of 10 is amazing. And you're always chasing that. It's great to get 1 out of 10. But I mean, YouTube's become a business, right? I kind of ride the waves, and YouTube has been a fantastic wave. So I mean, I don't just have YouTube. I still have Udemy. Still have my website. I mean, you have NetworkChuck Academy, which you're growing, which is fantastic to see. You do YouTube. It's tough to balance everything. But I mean, YouTube is great. YouTube's a big part of the business. So for me, it's like, if I shut off YouTube tomorrow, I'd have to fire people, which I don't want to do. And I think you're the same, right? You've got a team now. So it's like, you can't just wake up one day and say, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. And what about the community? I mean, you're serving a lot of people through the content. So, I mean, we've both had a lot of people coming to us today and other days saying, thanks so much for the content. And then I ask people, where did you see me? It's YouTube mainly these days. So you can affect lives even through our, like you call it, our funny little videos or dumb little videos, but a lot of them make a big difference.
Yeah, I remember, so we can jump into Cisco Live now, but I remember the times where we'd be together and fans would approach us. They would normally say, NetworkChuck, I love your videos. David, I love your courses.
Yeah.
That's not the case anymore.
No.
It's like, I love your YouTube videos. That's what you're known for. But this is not our first Cisco Live together.
No.
Actually, it's not the first time we've hung out together. That year, we saw each other like 2 or 3 times.
In 2019, you're talking about?
Yeah. So what was the first time we saw each other, like in person?
It was at Cisco Live, I think 6 years ago.
No.
Was
no.
it?
It was right before that.
Was that at the Champions thing?
The Cisco Champions.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. So we...
You got a better memory than I have.
It was a fond memory. I look back on it. It was the first time meeting. I remember it was at that
restaurant.
At the restaurant. See, you remember.
That's right. Now
You
I
remember.
I remember.
And then Evan Menser took a photo of us with our... We both had our 360 cameras. We're walking around like dummies with these sticks.
They worked well, but I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, we were trying, right? In those days, we were trying a lot of different things, and some things failed, and some things worked really well. But I think that's a lesson for everyone. You're going to try a whole bunch of things, and some things are going to work out, and some not.
Yeah.
So that's life.
It is. But we, at that point, you and I had both kind of become influencers. Like we were networking influencers, so much so that Cisco was paying us to go. We were getting special treatment, which is so weird. Still not used to it. Although
No.
David probably is. I mean, look how posh this is.
Whatever, dude.
Dude, yeah, he's just rolling in it.
Whatever.
Gosh, I'm just grateful to be here. But we went to Cisco Live together not shortly after that. Tell them that story if you don't mind.
Yeah, I've got to tell that story.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is a funny one. And big thanks to you. I remember Cisco invited me, but it was like a last minute thing and they didn't have budget to put me in a hotel. And there were no hotels available because everything had been booked up. And you told me, no, don't worry. CBD Nuggets has given me it's like an Airbnb type
It's
thing.
an Airbnb, yeah.
Airbnb. So you kindly offered, and thanks so much, that I could sleep on your couch. So I remember that was hilarious. I was sleeping on your couch, and then we were editing videos at night in your Airbnb. And that's what happened, man. It was so big thanks, because if it hadn't been for that, I probably wouldn't have been able to come.
And that was seriously so fun. And by the way, CBT never knew I had another guy hanging out with me, a competitor no less.
A competitor, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, sure. But it was, I mean, at that time, I think you were like, your Udemy course was hurting them because your course cost like $10.
Yeah, still does.
That's crazy.
But that's Udemy. That's Udemy's model, right?
Yeah. That
Sells
makes
to
sense.
lots of people. But I think the great thing about Udemy, and I think it changed the world, Udemy, because they made really expensive education available to many people who couldn't afford very expensive training. Because I remember, I don't know what they cost these days. I'm assuming it's about the same. Like you could pay like $5,000 or $3,000 or whatever the heck it is for a CCNA course. How many people can actually afford that? Yeah, it's only companies. But a lot of people can afford $10. And that a CCNA or whatever course it is could change your life. And it does.
And I love that you did that, and you inspired the heck out of me because you did that, because you made your entire CCNA course so approachable. And it wasn't like you had that and Packet Tracer Labs, which that one was a really good course. Everyone loved that course. Yeah. I heard so much good feedback from that. Now that Cisco Live that year, I was so impressed by you. Now I remember there was, I'm not sure if you remember this. I wasn't pissed at you, but I was so like moody that first day. Do you remember that? We arrived.
I only remember good things, dude.
Well, that's good. Oh, I remember good things. I remember the dumb things I do. We arrived at Cisco Live together, and this is before we had a crew. Like it was just me and you carrying all our stuff, and it was so disorganized. But we arrived, and we spent time walking around. And I was intermittent fasting at that time, so I was tired, I was hungry, I was thirsty, and I'm like, and you're lugging me around, you're not telling me what you're doing. I'm like, David, what the heck are we doing? You're pissing me off. And David has such a gift for just connecting with people. And that day we walk up, and you had somehow miraculously arranged an interview with Susie Wee.
Yeah.
Which at that time
it was because of DevNet in those days that I was able to come.
Yeah, and
so it was a connection to DevNet.
And you just somehow did that. We were doing this interview with this like VP, and she was giving us the inside scoop on something brand new, the DevNet, the Cisco DevNet certification. How did you do that?
So what it was, I had been creating videos with Hank Preston, who's still here.
Yeah, I'm so surprised to see him still here.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
So we had created a bunch of videos, and they invited me to come to Cisco Live because of the bunch of the stuff that I'd done. So Ryan Rose, another guy in learning and certification, he's amazing. He's actually he's the big reason that I came. So shout out to Ryan.
Ryan's great.
Great guy. So I mean, he organized the trip for me to come here. And I remember they wanted me to man one of their booths. And like you, I just never did it. Sorry, Ryan.
Now you're manning your own booth.
That's right. So, but he was great because he allowed me to go and create content. And it worked out well.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the first.
I'm getting my dates mixed up. I'm sure if it was that one or another Cisco Live, but that happened. One of them.
I remember meeting Ryan Rose that year. It was my last year going. I remember meeting him, and that was your connection. But that Cisco Live, I think, is kind of the template for what you do now. We did interviews that entire time. We were going here and there, setting up microphones. Like it was work. And now you're kind of that guy. Can you walk me through just a little bit, very, very, because I know you got to go, and tell me what your plan is, like, because you've spent all day here in this room interviewing people, and that's what you've been doing. How did you get to that point to where this is like your thing?
I think, I don't know if you remember, there was a classic case where you were a bit grumpy because we were interviewing some guy in a corridor. You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. And I always laugh about that because it's the same as YouTube. If you don't do the reps, you go through the pain, you're going to learn what works and what doesn't work. So I just kept on doing that. And I mean, I'm a lot older than a lot of guys. I can't do what you do. I look at your stuff and I think, wow, it's amazing. I just think for someone in my position, a lot of experience, perhaps done the years, interviewing is something I think I do all right. So it's something that works. So I interview a lot of cyber people, interview a lot of people at Cisco Live. I find it easier in some ways to let someone else speak and just learn from them. So it's something I enjoy doing.
And you're masterful at it.
Thanks, man.
And so it's so funny to mention that. Like I was grumpy because the interview we were doing was, I thought, a dumb interview. It was a waste of time. The content was so boring. And I was sitting here trying to think of like, what's the story in this? How am I going to craft this? This is a waste. But you saw the future. You're like, this is my rep. This is me waking up and running the miles I have to do to be in shape. And now you're doing interviews like it's nothing. Like you just back to back to back. Like this is one of them, back to back to back. Yeah. And you're great at it.
Thanks, man.
You're the Joe Rogan of networking. You just
I don't know about that, but that's a huge compliment. Thanks.
Yeah, it's incredible to see where you are. I'm curious, what's the future for David Bombal? Have you thought that far ahead?
Survive another day creating a YouTube video.
Oh, he's being shy. I know. You got plans. He's riding the wave. You're still in the water looking for the next wave to come in.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like I looked at crypto. You did that crypto video, and I was like, man, I don't think this is the right thing to do.
Smart.
And I stayed out of that because I was worried about what could happen. And like your story was like, yeah, I think it was the right choice to stay out of that.
Yeah.
And like AI, it was like for a long time. I think I missed the wave with AI a bit, but it feels like a lot of hype. But I think it's at the point now where it's mature, and it's something we should both do. So I'll definitely do some AI stuff, but maybe slightly differently, like we said, like networking perhaps, or something AI plus something rather than just the hype of AI. I think for me, what's worked really well is like short form content. I can't believe like 400,000 followers on Instagram. It's amazing.
Wow. So you're going to start doing some TikTok dances.
I don't do dances, but I do have TikTok. But you know me, Chuck, I don't do that. It's like education. So I think you just got to go where the audience is. And so it'll be short form content. It will be podcasts, long form content. It will be like the technical videos. But I think it's as I get older, I like to do podcasts or like interviews. And it's interesting, like you say, I think I did it relatively well. So it's something I'll do.
And this is your thing. I think you found it. But I am curious, can anyone expect some type of course from David Bombal on Udemy again or his own site? Are you going to do that again?
Which course? Like a new course?
Yeah, any kind of course. And
Oh yeah,
course
no,
on AI.
I want to do courses. Oh, course
Really?
in AI.
Anything.
No, I'll definitely be posting more courses. It's something that I want to do. Like you, it's like full circle, right?
Yeah.
It's I think it's time to do a lot more networking stuff, and I miss the days of like just doing courses rather than like running around after YouTube.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is a rat race in many ways. Yeah, so I will definitely do more courses. So
Now, last question, because I know you got to go. I'm keeping it from something really cool. It's a quantum party, right?
yeah, that's right.
Oh, that sounds fun. I'm going to keep you longer. There's no time in quantum. It doesn't matter. So your daughters, I've been seeing them a lot more in your short form content. We both have daughters. And what's your reasoning behind that? Are they going to replace you? Are they going to come up and like be the next David Bombal?
So I think, Chuck, you're a bit younger than me, but I think you and I've discussed this before. You got to pass the baton, right? And I'm an educator, instructor my whole life. So you've got to help the next generation. And I mean, they're my kids, so I want the very best for them. And I'd love to force them to do like networking. They're really into art and stuff like that rather, but they enjoy some of the networking stuff. So I think the advantage that they bring, and we had a lot of positive feedback on some of the videos we've done, is they will see things from a perception that I don't. And we always talk about the curse of knowledge. You and I both have that problem. Curse of knowledge, we know too much. And sometimes it's best to just get a fresh voice or a different perspective. And that's the encouragement for everyone who wants to be a content creator. It doesn't matter how many people there are out there. You are a unique voice. Just be yourself, bring your perspective, and speak to the next generation. I had Michelle, who's on the Cisco like social media team, teaching me how to like speak Gen Z. And Vincent, who's behind the cameras, was like laughing at me. So no cap or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying, but it's like trying to. The point is that every generation can teach something to the next generation, and they can bring a unique voice that I don't have and you don't have. So I'd love to bring them more into it, because I think people enjoy seeing a different side of me and seeing other people in the videos. And like you would do with your daughters, it's amazing content.
I love when I see more of David. And what I mean more of, when your personality comes out, because like most of the time your videos are very tech focused, and that's fine. That's like how you present. But when I see your family come in, or you mention about a personal story about yourself, that's when it becomes very fun. I want to see you do more of that.
I need to.
If you want to see more of that, comment below. One last thing, I'm keeping you. I know. I'm sorry. The hacking community. We're gonna get controversial.
Now you're gonna get controversial.
Yeah. So the hacking community, we jumped into there a little bit. Both you and I. We saw the wave. It was a fun wave. I mean, we both really enjoyed the hacking space. What people don't realize is that we've been doing security and stuff for a long time, and they thought we were new. No, we're not new. It's a new way of talking about it. We got flack.
Lots.
Tell me your story, because like that, you can go as deep or as light as you want, because I know there's a lot to it.
What I mean about the flack that we get?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of hate, right? I don't know what it is, but like, I don't want to get too controversial about it, but I think the cyber community can learn a lot from the Cisco community. Like the networking community is very open, very welcoming, and support each other. Unfortunately, in cyber, it's not always that way. I mean, there's amazing people like Jacoby. We were just talking on X, and he was saying, "David, I respect you," and I was saying, "Look, I respect you." It's like mutual respect is so important, and I think you go so much further if you pull people up rather than break them down.
Amen.
And I think that's what people need to do. Hopefully cyber will become more like that, because like you've said, you've met some amazing people in cyber. I've met some amazing people in cyber. And I think the enemy isn't necessarily the people who are trying to educate or trying to help. It's the attackers. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, there's been some wonderful videos out there about like us and others. I've seen some interesting videos where they just seem to say bad things about almost everyone. And it's like, okay, whatever. I haven't got time for it. I'm too old. I'm too old to get into controversy and like spats on YouTube. I don't have time for it.
So are you done with the hacking space,
Oh,
cybersecurity?
not of course. No, of course not. I think there's a lot of amazing people in cyber. And I think networks are being attacked every day. And you need to, Vincent who's behind the camera, we were just talking about it today. When I met Vincent, I won't shame him too much, but some of his cyber knowledge was like lacking, and like some of his best practices were lacking.
Yeah.
But if you don't educate people on that stuff, then they don't know better. You can't shame someone who just doesn't know. So I think we both get a lot of flack because we keep doing beginner content. Like even on networking, it's beginner content. But there's a reason for that, because that's how YouTube works. YouTube is a game, and you've got to play the game. And the game is I could create CCIE content, which is fine. I love BGP. I'd love to do lots of hardcore BGP content, but not many people would watch it. So that's more suited for like a course than say a YouTube video, because there won't be many views on it. And you have to pay the bills. And you have a team. I'm still asking my editors, Vincent, you're going to work for free, right? I'm still asking people to work for free.
He said, yeah.
It doesn't seem to work very well. You've got to play the game to pay the bills. No, I won't stop doing cyber. I think cyber is great. I just think the positive impact we can have is just ignore the haters, ignore the negative stuff, and just keep on creating the best content we can. And if people don't like it, it's like, dude, don't watch it then.
Yeah.
Don't watch it.
Exactly. Yeah, don't leave that hateful comment. Just move on. Move on. You're speaking loudly enough just by not giving us the view. That's fine.
Yeah, don't hate on it. It's like, I always find it's amazing because so many people have like stopped me today and like spoken to me, and you get the same thing. It's like, thank you so much for creating CCNA content or other content that didn't cost an arm and a leg. Because it makes it available to many, many people. YouTube doesn't cost to watch. You don't have to watch it, but it doesn't cost you anything to watch it. So I'm not trying to sell you something. It's a free YouTube video.
Exactly, and people don't get it. Like, we do have to play the game, but we're trying to play the game in a way to where we're providing the most value to you. Like at the end of the day, like if we could pay our teams and just make CCIE content, and you wanted that, we would do that.
Yeah.
It's just not how it works.
That's not how it works.
But anyways, I got to let David go. David is he's an amazing gift to our community, to so millions of people at this
Appreciate
point,
it,
which
man.
is so weird to say. And to me. So David, thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Chuck.
It was so fun just being able to take part in your story and be able to tell your story to everyone.
But you've been part of the story, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for going on the journey with me, because we've been doing this for a long time.
Yes, and I think we're going to do some more stuff.
I look forward to it.
Maybe not like a whole company like we used to, but actually, who knows?
Who knows?
We go full circle too much.
Always.
We're going to get dizzy. But that's it. Thanks, guys. I'll catch you next time.
Thanks, Chuck.
All right. Thank you, David.